Maybe you haven't made the upgrade to 4K yet. Maybe you're looking for a second TV for the bedroom. Maybe you're just exploring your options. Whatever your reasons, you might be searching for a good deal on a new TV. Something big, sharp, bright, colorful, and most importantly, something that won't break the bank. We have you covered, with a selection of affordable TVs that suit nearly any budget. So let's get to the video. At number 5, the D40 looks like a typical budget TV, with a thin, flat, matte black plastic bezel running around the edge of the screen and a simple Vizio logo in the lower right corner. A combination power and input button is on the underside, near the left edge. The TV sits on 2 curved black plastic legs, or you can mount it on the wall. On the back of the TV, the power cable faces left and is permanently attached. 2 HDMI ports, a USB port, and an optical audio port face right. A composite video input and antenna/cable connector face downward. There's no Ethernet port, so if you want to use the TV's connected features, you have to use Wi-Fi. The included remote is a black, rectangular wand loaded with rubber buttons. A large circular navigation pad sits 2/3 of the way up, where your thumb naturally rests. Power, input, settings, info, and 7 dedicated service buttons sit above the pad. Volume and channel rockers can be found below, along with a number pad. Vizio's SmartCast platform drives the D40, and offers a modest selection of apps and services enhanced by excellent local device connectivity. Most major streaming services are here, including Amazon Prime Video, Apple TV, Disney+, Hulu, Netflix, and YouTube. HBO Max and Twitch are both absent. Finally, the Vizio D40 is a 1080p TV with a 60Hz refresh rate. It doesn't support high dynamic range content. Our next pick, the C350, looks surprisingly stylish for an inexpensive TV. The top and sides of the screen are bezel-free, framed only by a narrow black plastic band that wraps around the back. A thin, brushed metal strip runs along the bottom edge of the screen, angled slightly forward. The infrared receiver and indicator LED sit in a small clear enclosure below the center of the band, with a small power/input button just behind it. Everything rests on 2 V-shaped metal legs, located near the edges of the screen. All ports are located oddly around the center of the back of the TV, quite far from the edges where side-mounted ports would be convenient. 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB ports, an optical audio output, an Ethernet port, and an antenna/cable connector face left, but are so far from the sides of the TV that you have to reach very far in to change any connections. A power cable connector faces right, at a similarly awkward location. Finally, a set of RCA composite video inputs and a headphone jack face directly back in the middle of the back of the TV. The included remote is very similar to the ones included with Fire TV media streamers. It's a slim, black rectangular wand with slightly rounded top and bottom edges and a prominent circular navigation pad near the top. Finally, the Toshiba 50C350 is a 4K TV with a 60Hz refresh rate. It supports high dynamic range content in HDR10 and Dolby Vision. At number 3, the Omni perks up an otherwise nondescript design with a bit of chrome around the edges. The screen is framed by an almost as thin black border, giving it a nearly bezel-less look. Only the bottom edge has a bezel, a gunmetal strip with the Fire TV logo in the middle and a small protrusion with near-field microphones below that. The TV stands on 2 widely placed, metal, V-shaped legs, or it can be mounted on the wall. A power connector sits on the left side of the back panel, with all other connections facing right. They include 4 HDMI ports, a USB 2.0 port, an optical audio output, a 3.5mm headphone jack, another 3.5mm port for the included IR emitter, an Ethernet port, and a cable/antenna connector. The remote is similar to the ones included with Fire TV media streamers. It's a flat, slightly rounded black rectangle with a large, circular navigation pad near the top. Connects wirelessly to the TV so you don't need line of sight, but it also has an IR emitter. Another IR emitter on a long cable can be run into a cabinet to control your other home theater devices through the TV and the remote. Finally, the Amazon Fire TV Omni is a 4K TV with a 60Hz refresh rate. It supports high dynamic range content in HDR10 and hybrid log gamma, and the 65 and 75-inch versions also support Dolby Vision, but not the smaller screen sizes. At number 2, physically, the Google-based 55 or 646 is nearly identical to the Roku-based 55 or 635. The screen is framed by the same thin band of brushed metal that runs along the sides and top, with the same strip along the bottom edge that holds a chrome TCL logo in the middle. It also sits on very similar V-shaped gunmetal legs, although they're slightly lower and have prominent rubber feet. The big indication that this is the Google TV model and not the Roku model is the rectangular, dark gray, fabric-covered protrusion that sits on the underside of the TV. This is the Far-Field Mic Array, which provides hands-free access to Google Assistant. The power cable plugs into the left side of the back of the TV, with all other connectors sitting on the right side, facing right. They include 4 HDMI ports, 2 USB ports, a 3.5mm composite video input, a 3.5mm headphone jack, an optical audio output, an Ethernet port, and an antenna/cable connector. Below the port sits a combination power/input button and a switch to turn off the far-field microphone. The remote is a long, thin, rectangular black wand with pleasantly rounded edges. A large, circular gray navigation pad is placed near the top, with power, settings, and Google Assistant buttons above it, along with a pinhole microphone. Menu buttons sit below the pad, with dedicated app buttons for Amazon Prime Video, Netflix, TCL channel, and YouTube below them. The right edge of the remote holds a volume rocker and mute button. Finally, the TCL 55R646 is a 4K TV with a 120Hz refresh rate. It supports high dynamic range content in HDR10, HDR10+, Dolby Vision, and hybrid log gamma. The best budget TV we've tested is the Hisense U6G. It's a great option that's the best value TV in terms of its price and performance, as it delivers excellent picture quality that rivals more expensive options. It's great for watching SDR or HDR movies in dark rooms, and although it lacks many advanced gaming features, casual gamers should still enjoy its performance. It's available in a wide range of sizes, from 50 to 75 inches, so you can get the one that suits your setup and needs the most. This TV displays deep blacks, and combined with its decent full-array local dimming feature, it delivers superb dark room performance as blacks appear as they should, and there's only a bit of blooming around bright objects. It also features a great smart interface as the included Android TV is user-friendly, and you can use the built-in Google Chromecast to cast anything you want from your phone. Sadly, it's not a good choice for wide seating arrangements because the image looks washed out from the sides due to the narrow viewing angles. It also lacks variable refresh rate support and is limited to a 60Hz panel, but gaming still feels responsive, thanks to its quick response time and low input lag. All in all, it's the best budget TV we've tested.